Today we got some very good news for the future of the Destiny franchise, as well as really good news for Destiny fans as well moving forward. And overall, I think this entire situation is very positive for us as the gaming community, and that of course being that Bungie has decided to end their business partnership with Activision. That's right, Bungie will now be responsible both for publishing and developing Destiny, the franchise, moving forward. And honestly, I think this is great news because as we've seen recently with Destiny 2 Forsaken, which is a fantastic expansion. By the way, I'm really enjoying playing it, but Bungie was able to actually have more control and make the game they wanted instead of having Activision kind of looming over their shoulder saying, no, do this instead, this will be more profitable, use this monetization plan, put microtransactions everywhere you can. And it was kind of nice to see Bungie actually kind of step back and make the game they wanted to make instead of Activision telling them what would make the most money. And I think that's kind of the trend we're going to see moving forward, because imagine that if you make a great game that doesn't rip people off, people will actually enjoy the game and want to support it. So I think this is overall very, very positive news for the Destiny franchise, but I don't think it's very positive news for Activision, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But first, I want to check out this article from Charlie Intel titled, Activision and Bungie Announce End of Their Partnership. Now, this article is interesting because it has a statement from Bungie themselves on this issue, as well as the joint statement from Activision and Bungie announcing the split. So let's go ahead and read the article first real quick. It's very short. Activision Publishing and Bungie today announced the end of their partnership to publish Destiny. This news comes as Activision executives has been upset over the lack of revenue from Destiny and Bungie's desire to go in a different direction. Destiny will now be published exclusively by Bungie. So now we're going to get into the statement from Bungie themselves. With Activision, we created something special. Today, Destiny has delivered a combination of over 50 million games and expansions to players all around the world. More importantly, we've also witnessed a remarkable community, tens of millions of Guardians strong, rise up and embrace Destiny. Gamers rise up, hell yeah. But to play together, to make and share memories, and even to do truly great things that reach far beyond the game we share, to deliver a positive impact on people's everyday lives. We have enjoyed a successful 8-year run and would like to thank Activision for their partnership on Destiny. Looking ahead, we're excited to announce plans for Activision to transfer publishing rights for Destiny to Bungie. With our remarkable Destiny community, we are ready to publish on our own, while Activision will increase their focus on owned IP projects. So that is the statement from Bungie. I guarantee you they are very, very happy about this, especially with Activision shareholders pushing more and more for the implementation of more and more invasive microtransactions. After Destiny 2 really didn't sell that well because it failed to impress people, just kind of like the first game did at launch. I think with Forsaken, they're on the right track. But yeah, you can tell probably Bungie is very excited about this. They're going to be making more money for one, and also Destiny is at a point now where it can sustain itself, and they're going to get a bigger share of the profits publishing themselves. So anyway, Activision also issued their statement on this entire thing, and I'm going to go ahead and read that now. Today, we're announcing plans for Bungie to assume full publishing rights and responsibilities for the Destiny franchise. Going forward, Bungie will own and develop the franchise, and Activision will increase its focus on owned IP and other projects. Activision and Bungie are committed to a seamless transition for the Destiny franchise and will continue to work closely together during the transition on behalf of the community of Destiny players around the world. So yeah, pretty cut and dry statement there, just saying they will be transferring the publishing rights to Destiny in the very near future. Now, it's also important to note, as this article states, Activision now only owns Call of Duty in terms of its IP catalog. So that is going to be the sole game they are focusing on. They are putting all their eggs in one basket at this point with Call of Duty, so you can damn well bet the microtransactions are going to get worse than they have ever been before, especially with the sales success of Black Ops 4. They are going to want to milk that player base for as much money as possible. So why is this bad news for Activision? Like I just said, this puts complete pressure on Call of Duty, a game that year after year has been bleeding players basically consistently, and overall the games just do not sell as well as they used to. They've seen less people playing their games year after year. Sure, there are spikes every once in a while. I'll show you this chart right now. As you can see, Black Ops 3 had a huge jump in players, but that's because they gave the game free on PS Plus to basically anyone who owned a PS4. So that's why there's a huge number of people who were actually playing Black Ops versus the other games. But as you can see, the numbers are nothing like they used to be. I think Modern Warfare 3 sold over 30 million copies on its own, not to mention how many different people played that game. This does put Activision in a bit of a situation because they are dealing with a basically dying franchise. While it does make a ton of money, it's not continuously increasing profits, which is the main goal of a corporation like Activision, that is a problem they are going to have to address, and they're going to have to figure out how to get more people interested in Call of Duty, or they're going to have to figure out how to get people to spend more money, which the second seems the more likely choice that Activision will pursue. But this is just a continuation of a long string of negative events happening at Activision. They've had 2 CFOs poached in the span of a week. They are having huge layoffs at Blizzard. They're seeing key leadership at Blizzard leave as well. I think one of the co-founders at Blizzard is officially leaving today. They're having a huge restructuring problem because Call of Duty sales are nothing like they used to be, and that is the problem they're going to have to address. And Destiny was a nice little cushion. Yes, the game wasn't the biggest success in the world, but it still made them money because just publishing the game alone earned them a profit, and it may not have been as much as they would have liked, but it's still something to supplement that decrease from Call of Duty's profitability. So there are definitely going to be some changes coming at Activision and Blizzard, which is very interesting to watch and see how it all unfolds. Blizzard, of course, has a ton of cash cows, like World of Warcraft still makes tens of millions of dollars every single month just sitting there from the subscriptions people pay. And of course, Call of Duty sells over $1 billion worth of copies every single year. So it's not like Activision's going broke or anything. A lot of people like to say the game market is going to crash, the entire industry is going under. No, these companies are more profitable than ever. They are just going to have to reevaluate their situation in order to keep increasing profitability at the rate that shareholders want. That is why we're seeing a drop in the stock price. Nothing like they're losing money or anything like that. That's absolutely stupid. Don't listen to people actually suggesting that. These companies are more profitable than ever, but it does put Activision in kind of a precarious situation where they're going to have to look for ways to supplement that loss in revenue. But on the other hand, it's very positive for Bungie because now they have control over their franchise. They now have publishing rights for their franchise, which means they're going to get a bigger cut of the profits as well. And all around, I hope it allows Bungie to actually take risks, do things they want to do in their game instead of trying to maximize profitability. That's something I feel like Bungie doesn't get enough credit for, though, is like throughout Destiny's history, they've had microtransactions, but the microtransactions have never really been invasive. They've been cosmetic, and most of the time you could earn them just by playing the games, by getting like the bright engrams or whatever for leveling up once you actually hit the max level. So honestly, I've never really minded the microtransactions in Destiny and Destiny 2. I think they did them in the right way, just cosmetic only, no effect on gameplay, and hopefully it stays that way now that they don't have Activision breathing over their shoulder to demand more profitability for the game in order to make more off their publishing rights. So yeah, I think this is overall a really great thing for Bungie, not so much for Activision, but only time will tell. I'm very interested to see how the future of Destiny 2 plays out with the future expansions. I'm really enjoying Forsaken right now. Honestly, I think it's a fantastic expansion, and it's the most fun I've had with the Destiny franchise since Destiny Year 3. So honestly, I'm having a great time. I hope the trend continues and Bungie continues to improve the Destiny franchise, because from the beginning I've thought it's had a lot of potential. It's just they have had so many blunders along the way. But anyway, guys, that does it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation in the comments below. What do you think is in store for the future of the Destiny franchise, as well as Bungie as a company? Make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.